Okay, let me guess. You've got a trip coming up, or your partner's heading into surgery, maybe your kid's leaving for study abroad, or your spouse just got deployment orders, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you go, wait, do we even have a will? If that's you, you're in good company. This happens all the time. And today, we're going to talk about what to do when life's moving fast and your legal documents haven't caught up. Because here's the truth, that it's not too late, you're not too far behind, and you don't need to panic. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Gavels Down, Voices Up, where we flip the script on conventional legal discussions. I'm Rachel King, here to guide you through the murky waters of estate conflicts, inheritance disputes, and all of the dramas. We're not just talking about law, we're talking about how it affects your life, your rights, your future, and your money. From the courtroom to your living room, we bring you insights that matter. Dive into each episode ready to challenge, learn, and grow. Ready to change the dialogue. Let's begin. Gavels down, voices up.
Look, I get it. Estate planning feels heavy, overwhelming, like something for later. Nobody wants to sit down and think about death before a big trip or procedure. You're planning outfits, double checking passports, calling insurance, not exactly in the headspace for powers of attorney and guardianship clauses, right? But then that little whisper starts. What happens if something goes wrong? What if we're in another country? Do the kids know what to do? That voice, it's not paranoia, it's protection, it's your instinct kicking in, and it's exactly why I love helping people move from anxious to prepared fast. Short answer, yes. Longer answer, yes, with intention. Here's what I want you to know. If your situation is straightforward, single, no minor kids, modest assets, you can likely get a basic will drafted and signed in 48 to 72 hours. If you've got minor children, property, or blended families, it may take 1 to 2 weeks to do it right. And yes, in true emergencies, we've drafted valid documents in under 24 hours. Quick tip, California even allows handwritten wills called holographic wills as long as they're entirely in your handwriting, dated, and signed. But they're risky. More on that soon. When I work with clients in a time crunch, I focus on what I call the emergency essentials. Number one, last will and testament. This says who gets your stuff, who's in charge, and who will care for your kids if needed. And number two, power of attorney. Let someone handle your finances if you're unable to. Think bills, real estate taxes. The third is advanced healthcare directive. This tells doctors your medical wishes and appoints someone to speak for you. Those three alone can save your family months of stress if something goes sideways while you're away. Now, a full estate plan might also include a living trust, especially if you own a home in California. But if we're leaving in 10 days, we prioritize what's critical. Think of it like packing your carry-on. You bring the essentials first, you can always add the extras later. Let me tell you about one of my favorite cases. A couple, we'll call them Carlos and Maribel, called me in a panic. They were leaving for a multi-country trip through Europe. It was their dream honeymoon, planned for over a year. But Carlos had a daughter from a previous relationship, and Maribel had never done a will. They had a house, a business, a blended family, and they were flying out in 8 days. We got them in the office within 48 hours, drafted a full will, set up powers of attorney, named guardians for the daughter, even got a basic trust funded with their home. They left for Europe with smiles instead of stomach knots. When they came back, Maribel told me, I didn't realize how much anxiety I was holding until I signed that last page. That's what we're doing here. We're not just preparing papers, we're creating relief. All right, time for a little rapid fire myth busting. Here's the first one. I need a lawyer to do anything. Not always. In emergencies, handwritten wills can be valid in California, but they come with risks. They must be 100% in your handwriting and meet all legal requirements. Next, I'm too young for a will. And if you're over 18 and have kids, assets, or people who depend on you, you need one, period. We also have, I don't own enough to need a will. If you have a bank account, a car, or a child, you own enough. And if you've got opinions on who should care for your dog, you need a plan. The next myth is we can just do it when we get back. Maybe, so emergencies don't RSVP. If you're already asking the question, that's your sign to act. I always say it's okay to start small, just don't stay there. If you've got a week, let's get something in place. Basic, legal, protective. When you return, we upgrade. We review your beneficiaries. We fund your trust properly. We future-proof the plan. Think of it like a travel vaccine. The fast dose protects you now. The booster makes it last. So here's the bottom line. Whether you're leaving for Tokyo, getting ready for surgery, or just suddenly thinking, what happens if Start now, even if it's simple, even if it's rushed, even if it's messy, because imperfect protection is better than no protection at all. Your family doesn't need you to be immortal, they just need you to be thoughtful. Thanks for joining me for Gavels Down, Voices Up. And if this episode gave you clarity or even a gentle nudge, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone packing for a big trip. I'm Rachel King, reminding you legal planning isn't about fear, it's about love. So pack your passport and your paperwork.
That wraps up another episode of Gavels Down, Voices Up. If you found value in our discussion today, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs this information. Your engagement helps us grow and impact more lives. I am Rachel King. Thank you for listening and reminding you to speak up because every voice deserves to be heard.